think any woman can be a Virago, just as long as they're standing up for whatever it is they believe in. I like the concept of being an ill-tempered woman. It's funny because women are considered ill-tempered regardless if they are actually being ill-tempered, so might as well go all out. I used to have a friend that would always say that I was sexy. I wasn't pretty. She didn't consider me to be traditionally beautiful, but that I was sexy. And I always thought that was the most backhanded thing ever. I think she was trying to say that my face wasn't beautiful, like conventionally beautiful, that I had another type of appeal. I'm a voluptuous woman. That has something to do with it. I had only to offer like my sex appeal and my body, and that other women were beautiful, their face was beautiful. I wasn't beautiful in that way. I carry myself as a Virago with my attitude. I'm outspoken. I'm a little combative. I'm trying to be less combative, and I think I've become less combative with age. Being okay with being in disagreement is something that I've had to learn. Women are often labeled as difficult anytime they have anything to say, any complaint. Women's passion is often confused with being difficult, but I don't think any woman wants to be difficult for the sake of being difficult. I was subject to, I don't know what you would call it, if it's harassment or what, but I used to go to the gym because in my university it was mandatory to do some gym hours, and I would go to the weights section and some pictures of me were circulating in groups, in men's group. I have a big chest, and men would take pictures of me from afar and then would send them to their group chats, and I found out, so I had to report that because I no longer felt comfortable going to the gym, of course. I actually created Virago as an idea, as a concept in the pandemic. A lot of my ideas actually came about in the pandemic. I let them sit because these ideas weren't ready to come into fruition because I was still finding out a lot about myself. I wasn't in a space, in a mental space where I could pursue these ideas the way that I wanted. It kind of came to me. I didn't know what the word Virago meant, and I found it once while reading, and I loved it. It was like a immediate connection to what it means to be a Virago in its original term, which is female warrior, and embodying these qualities that are traditionally associated with men: assertion and ambition and being strong-willed. When I was younger, I was very in tune with that part of myself, and it was through the years, like growing up, through my teens, I lost myself. I lost my sense of self, and I've reclaimed that ingenuity, but also passion and liveliness that I used to have as a child. And Virago is a reflection of that attitude that I had when I was younger. It's like an ode to my younger self. I wanted to be profound, but I wanted to be fun and funny and inclusive. I want to celebrate women with stories, and it doesn't matter what type of woman. It doesn't matter if I agree with the women that I'm going to be featuring on Virago. I just want to feature women and have Virago be a space where it's okay to disagree. It's okay to have discourse. It's okay to look at other women and not have a pressure to agree on everything. Have it be like a nice space of communion and listening and community. I gotta say, I'm not that scandalous. Skinny dipping probably in the south of Chile. I hated going out when I was younger. I used to have to tell my dad who, what, when, where, and why I wanted to go out. And it was serious. I had to give like a whole presentation on why I was going out. Ooh, my favorite song is O Que Será by Willy Colon. That's hard. I say I love a dark movie where it's raining, like a cozy movie. One of the movies I watch the most over and over for some reason is Shutter Island. I don't know if it's my favorite movie, but I always crave watching Shutter Island. Favorite show, The Sopranos. Banana Malcria. Well, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a rule follower for the most part. 6th grade, I called one of my classmates fucking machista. I got in trouble for profanity because I told him that because he wasn't letting the girls play in the classroom with the ball. And other than that, when I was little as well, I stole a keychain from a Disney store that was in Plaza Las Americas. I really wanted the keychain and mom didn't want to get me the keychain, so I stole it. But then I felt so guilty. I had 2 hiding spots. I was contemplating hiding it in my closet where she would have never found it, and for some reason I went into her room and I stuck it in between her clothes and she found it, of course. I wanted to get caught. Yes. I often have, it's lighthearted fights, but I often have fights with like male family members who are just being, whatever. I always get in little kerfuffles. Some of the boys surrounding me are fucking machistas sometimes, not all the time. I particularly hate when a man's first instinct is to over-explain something to me because he feels like I don't know whatever he's explaining to me. I wouldn't know what that is. And it's always really stupid things as well. It's like my husband. I think it's been a blessing and a curse that our generation has a little more self-awareness and presence. There's such a thing as being too self-aware, too self-involved, thinking too much about oneself. Older generations kind of were a little bit more on autopilot, which wasn't a good thing, but I think it made them more executors, more efficient decision makers. My mom, for example, she's very, what do we have to do? Let's just do it. Bam, 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 bam. Very decisive. She doesn't have to think 2 or 3 times about anything. My mother-in-law is the same. She's like sharp, she's faster. When I'm taking decisions, I'm like very paused. I take too long. It's like, but what ifs and the what ifs and blah, 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 blah. I wish I had that more just do it kind of energy. Yeah, decision fatigue, self-awareness fatigue. There's a threshold and you cross that threshold and it's not helpful to think too much about yourself and how you're coming across and the things you want to do and who you are. At some point, life has to be about just living it. Considering the hairstyles, like the Prohibition era, I like flapper dresses. And I like the champagne glasses, like the Great Gatsby kind of thing. I think that would be fun. Yeah, it's purely aesthetic. Because in reality, it's never been better to be a woman than it is today. So it's for the vibes. I would encourage her bravery and her ideas. Children are geniuses. The more you can nurture and cultivate whatever it is they're expressing, the better adults they'll become because they know themselves very deeply instead of kind of pushing agendas on children. I think after 31 years, I'm beginning to be myself. It took me longer than most. I envy people who knew who they were very strongly from a younger age and had the opportunity to just enjoy their 20s and go after whatever they knew it is that they wanted to do. I had to ask a lot of questions. I had to dig really deep. I had a lot to uncover about myself. I would have liked to have a little more clarity, not spend so many years untangling what had been tangled. I hope so. I already feel in my early 30s, I already feel more disentangled. I feel more sure of myself, more confident. I know where I want to go now, which I really didn't know throughout all my 20s. I'm very sure that I will continue to learn a lot about myself throughout my 30s. I'll probably be 40 and I'll look at this, I'll be like, oh my God, so naive. And I hope that's the case. I hope that I keep on learning, but I do have to say that I've never been more comfortable as myself than I am in this moment, which I'm very grateful for. I'm a jeans girl. I love pants. To me, there's nothing more comfortable and also more confident and sexy than a pair of jeans, like a good pair of fitting jeans, basic t-shirt, maybe some heels. I love a Canadian tuxedo as well. There's a lot of posturing in friendships, a lot of pretending. Beneath all that posturing, there can be a lot of love. But I do think there's another level. There has to be respect and accountability within your friendships, enough so where you feel comfortable with saying things in your friend's face. as opposed to like going around. You grow up with people, you love them. That doesn't mean that you like them. The difference is choosing to see people and meet them where they are. Doesn't mean you have to agree with how they are and the way they are. And sometimes you have to part ways with people that you love. I never thought I'd be back here. I think it's symbolic. I'm here because of external circumstances. I didn't want to be here. But then it's kind of nice that maybe this is a place it had to be born in my hometown. My personality is very different in Spanish and in English, and I think differently in both languages. And my Puerto Rican side, I think, is a lot spicier than my English side. Growing up in the tropics, this is not an anthropological study. Growing up in warm weather makes you more friendly, more outgoing, but also spicier, more opinionated. You run hot. Zuleika. I loved modeling. I wish I were a model, but I only grew up to be 5'5", so I'm holding out hope. My favorite thing about modeling was the runway. The feeling of being on a runway to me was it was a rush. I loved it. It gave me confidence. Always wanted to be in Sports Illustrated, so maybe do like Miami Swim, and then a brand like Paco Rabanne, Giambattista, Erdem, Valentino. A vulgar outfit for men? Jean shorts. Just don't. Ooh, my own perfume commercial. I love perfume commercials because they make no sense. I know they're supposed to evoke like the smell. It's a vibe. I would do it right here on my beach, Pine Grove Beach. And I'd come out the water like a Bond girl. Yeah, a Halle Berry moment kind of thing. The smell would be fresh and sexy. Uva de playa. My name is Alana Medina Cody. I'm 31 years old. I'm from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And this is Virago magazine.